Hey guys, welcome to Two Players Podcast. I'm Leche.
And I'm Taylor. Today we're going to just talk about ourselves a little bit.
Yeah, this is kind of like our introductory episode where we basically talk a little bit about us, how our days have been so far, and you get to know us a little. I think the first thing we should probably talk about is like the purpose of our podcast.
That is a good idea. So I think our biggest purpose kind of is to just have conversations with each other, with you guys, just casual, just talking, really.
Yeah. What I'd really like this podcast to be about, really, is, yes, having a normal conversation. But, like, whatever we say in this podcast, don't take it as, like, an argument statement.
Exactly.
Like, don't try to argue with us. Like, we're open-minded people that are willing to hear what everyone else has to say. So, we get some of the things we might say aren't, like, popular or whatever, but that's what makes us us, and we would appreciate it if you guys, wouldn't, try and,
I guess attack rather than talk. So
Yes.
We're open to all kinds of talk. We're open to saying, hey, I disagree with you, this is why. We're not open to, F you don't know what the F you're talking about, da-da-da-da. No, we're open to, hey, this was wrong what you said, and this is why.
Right. And for me personally, I'm not sure about Taylor. Whatever I say, don't take it as facts, because I am very, very opinionated, and that's just me, Yeah. So whatever I say, don't take it as facts.
I agree. I kind of don't have my own opinion, so I will probably blend in a lot with Leche, but some things I am very opinionated over, and me and her do have kind of heated discussions sometimes, so...
Yes. And that's why we're recording this, because they be fun as sometimes.
Exactly.
We also will be censoring ourselves a lot due to us, just starting out, and we hope to, be here for a while.
Yeah, we don't want to get canceled right away. We don't want F-bombs. We don't want weird stuff to happen. We just kind of want to start off.
Yeah. Well, just think of us as, like, your bros.
Yes.
Your bros with female voices.
Or the sisters.
What's the term that they used to say? Brodettes?
Yes, brodettes.
Brodettes.
Or dudettes, or whatever you want to do.
I prefer dude, but I mean...
Yeah.
So, Taylor?
Yes.
Let's get to know each other in front of, our audience.
Yes. So...
what do you do as a profession or your day job, if you don't mind?
So I just started my new day job. I am very excited. I love it there. My official title is lab sterilization technician for a dental office that does purely endodontics. So endodontics is mainly root canal, root stuff, and they just go in and they fix that. Basically, all day long, I clean the instruments, package them, make them ready for our patients again. And I like it. I think, not to toot my own horn, but I think my role is kind of important there just for patient safety. My dental assistants, they rely on me to make sure all their instruments are there, sterile, ready to go when they need them for their patients. So it just kind of helps.
Oh, cool. So basically, all the tools that the dentist put in my mouth and shove and just poke me with, you clean them, right?
Yes,
and
I clean them and get them ready and make sure.
Nice. So you're the ones that basically help them out with poking me in the gums and stuff. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. So, and a lot of, like, what my office does is not, like, poking your gums. Like, they do, like, we have a certain kit that, like, they do consultations with. Mm-hmm. And they do poke and prod a little bit, but a lot of times they really need to look at your x-rays for root canals, because from my understanding, and I could be wrong because I haven't observed an actual root canal yet, but they go in, they drill. Most of the times they're doing root canals because something's wrong with your root. Mm-hmm. So they'll drill in and they will take all of the softer tooth from the inside. Oh. They'll take all of that out and they will refill it with something else so that your root no longer is gross or is infected or whatever it is.
Right. Yeah, I've had a lot of stuff done to my teeth growing up because I didn't have the best tooth structure.
Yeah.
Like my teeth grew up all crooked and
I do remember that.
Others. Yep.
It's different. Like I met you when you, before, is it okay to say your braces?
Yeah, I don't really care.
I met you before your braces, and, like, post braces, your smile is just more gleaming, and you're just there more.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, my 2 front teeth on the top, they used to, like, be crooked inward.
Yeah.
And I used to get made fun of it a lot, and people used to say they were, like, opening doors and shit like that, and that kind of made me, have my RBF, just because I didn't smile a lot, and when I did, like, I just felt self-conscious, because, like, then people would see my teeth, and you'd see them, like, their smile would slightly go down a little, and I was just really self-conscious, so having braces really did help. But even before braces, I had, like, baby teeth taken out that just didn't want to be taken out yet. I've also had, like there's, like, if you put your tongue up to where your gums are on your top lip, there's, like, a little, like, piece of meat there.
Yeah.
That was, like, too far down, I guess. And so
did they have to cut you?
Yeah. They cut me. They stitched me up. It wasn't that bad, honestly.
Really?
Yeah. I barely felt the stitches, and I kind of did mess with it a little, but, like, not too much, because I was, like, self-conscious. I was like, you know what? I don't want to end up being a little worse. And then I had, like, I think I had, like, an infection on, like, the bottom right of my, like, mouth. And it was all the way in the back, kind of where your wisdom teeth grows, but this was, like, when I was younger. And so they basically had to cut it off. It wasn't that bad.
Yeah. I think they call those abscesses. I think, for teeth. If it's bad enough. I don't know if yours was bad enough.
It was just straight gums. Because I had, like, a little tooth under there, too. Yeah, and I think that's what caused the infection, was, like, the tooth being stuck under there.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, besides that, like, I've had other stuff happen, but I mean, hey, I'm cleaner now. I'm grown. I take care of my teeth, especially now since I paid basically $3,500 to get them fixed.
Ooh, yeah, and you would want to take care of your teeth after that chunk of change. It's a good bit of money.
Yeah.
I think, honestly, and I know I just started it, so, I mean, I'll give it a couple more months, but I genuinely love this place in a way I've never loved any other job I had. Like, that IT job I had, I got it right out of high school. Actually, during high school.
Yeah.
Didn't like it. My job at that hospital I worked at was not my favorite.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. That's a whole nother story.
Yeah. And now I'm here. So.
Yeah, I'm really glad that you do like your new job. That's definitely a really good sign that you'll have, like, a really good time there.
Yeah.
I know my first job was when I was, like, 16. It was at Wendy's.
Yeah. And we can say that because we don't work there no more.
Yeah, we don't work there no more. I was a high schooler. They worked me crazy hours. Like, for real, though, like, right after school, I'd go there. I'd close the dining room. I'd get out at, like, 10, 11, sometimes 12.
Midnight. And, like, I remember genuinely being upset for you. Because we had statistics. No, not statistics. Pre-cal together. And
yeah, with Mr. Zimmney, that
that certain word, he literally called me and Leslie idiots because we were trying to help each other understand. And we were talking to each other, but talking each other through
the class.
Pre-calculus. We weren't just...
And here's the thing, though. Like, I took notes. I took very thorough notes.
Yeah.
Every single thing he wrote, I wrote it down neatly in my notebook.
Yeah.
And I referred back to it very often. And there were very, very few times where I didn't understand what was going on. And I'd go up to his desk because he'd say, hey, if you guys have any questions, come to me.
Yeah.
And then he'd say, well, maybe you should look at your notes. Maybe you should do your homework. Maybe you should da-da-da-da-da. And it's just like, bro,
we have to talk through this. Like, me and Leslie are not the kind that we can just... Like,
we definitely, I will say at that point in time, I was kind of depressed and I wasn't doing my best and I was slacking off and I didn't do my homework, which gave him a really bad impression of me, and that I do give him, but like for him to call us out the way he did, and he basically called us dumb.
He called us dumb in front of the entire class. It wasn't just... like, face-to-face when we went up to his desk. He called us dumb in front of the entire class. And, in high school, like, now as adults, whatever, he called us dumb. But in high school, that was
Embarrassing.
Uncalled
for. I'm glad he no longer works there,
Yeah.
because I would have visited him and I would have been like, hey, guess what? I'm an adult now. You
Who you
want to
gonna
take
call
this
dumb?
outside?
Yeah, like
you going to call me dumb to my face now?
Like, it just... He was one of 3 teachers at the high school we went to that I just could not with. Like...
Yeah. And the funny thing is like, I was playing with one of my old coworkers. I say old because he no longer works at the place that I work now.
Mm-hmm.
I was playing online with him, and we always played with one of his online friends named Des.
Mm-hmm.
Little did I know, the guy, the old coworker, he actually went to our school and graduated in my year.
Ooh.
Yeah, and so me and his friend Des figured out that he also went to the school together, and in fact, he was in that pre-calc class
With us.
He was the kid in the wheelchair who always had...
Oh, that kid. I loved him.
Yeah.
He was so sweet. He played Uno, like, every break, and that was awesome. And he included me because I don't know about Leche, but after that, I just felt like I felt ostracized in the class because it felt like he really did single us out and say, these 2 girls are the dumbest in the class. Like, they don't get it. It's not like we were sitting there talking about random stuff.
We were literally helping each other
try to get through this, because things that Leche would understand, I wouldn't, and things that I would, she wouldn't understand, and we just, like...
We put our brains together to basically succeed, and he kind of shut us down.
Yeah.
Honestly, after that, I didn't feel any different in the class because I was always just neutral. I just hated going there because he pissed me off so much that I just wanted to beat him up.
Which is understandable.
And that's the only thing I felt different.
Yeah.
Every time I went to that class. So, like, I didn't care about what other people said. Like, you saw the people that sat around us.
Exactly.
Like, he called us out for talking, and we weren't even the ones fucking talking.
No.
It was the girls behind us.
And, I mean, they would genuinely cluck like hens all day.
Yes, absolutely.
Like...
And that's what made me mad, because, like, literally, I would sit with my arms on my desk, doing my work, and then Taylor would turn around, and we'd do our work together.
Hey, can you show me your notes? Hey, and, like, we are literally looking at her notebook, when comparing notes and trying to get the best we could. And we would get in trouble for that, but the girls behind us were talking about the dudes that they were hooking up with, like, the party they had went to. And I remember, like, one time they were just, like, obnoxiously talking about just girl stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And in the middle of class, and it was just gross. And me and Leslie are not whispering, but we're also not being loud. And he blamed us for it.
Right, and like that's the thing that really made me mad, because it was like, what, 3 or 4 of them versus the 2 of us.
Yeah.
Like, how does that make sense? Like, that just made me so mad. And when me and Des figured out who we were, I told him, I was like, yeah, like, oh, Mr. Zimmney made me mad. And he was like, yeah, I know. Like, it wasn't even you guys that was talking. Even he remembered. And it just made me, like, I felt justified because I knew I wasn't tripping.
Right. Like, the day he called us dumb, I literally left that class crying.
You did? Aw.
And I walked up to Oscar and I was like, that teacher just called us dumb. You don't
know how to feel.
I don't know how to feel. Like, I've never been talked to this way.
Oh, didn't you report him too?
Because I had never been talked to that way.
Right.
He was literally like him and Miss Mahoney.
I've never had Miss Mahoney.
Thank God. But him and Miss Mahoney, both math teachers, by the way, so I don't want to be stereotypical or whatever, but it's always math teachers.
These math teachers ain't showing you guys a good rep right now.
It's always math teachers. And if you're a math teacher that's a good one, let me know.
Props
because
to you, like
I want to hear it, but most of the teachers that had a problem with me or I had a problem with were math teachers. And it's not that I didn't understand math. I got it pretty fine up until pre-cal, where he called me dumb, and it just shut me down. And I was like, fine, you want to call me dumb? You're obviously not going to want to pass me no matter how hard I work, whatever. So I'm just going to go to statistics And I remember, like...
Oh, I did that too. And then I had Mr. Blythe, and I had a blast.
It was
I
so
knew
fun.
everything in that class because it was already taught to me a year before.
Exactly.
And so, like, I was, like, literally, what was I, a junior in a class full of, like, seniors and juniors?
Yeah.
And, like, he even had, like, the graph set up. And he, like, numbered each part of the graph wrong. He did it the opposite way. And I was like, hey Mr. Blythe, it's this way. And he was like, oh, thank you for catching that. I was like, yes, I'm the smartest one here.
And I don't know. Maybe it was because Zimmney was, no, because his class was juniors and seniors too. Like, I remembered the teachers that had to deal with sophomores and freshmen because, let's be honest, they're sophomores and freshmen. And
I mean, not trying to say nothing, but you guys do need to grow up a little. I mean, it's natural that you guys are the way you are, but the teachers do end up struggling a little bit more than they should.
Exactly. So classes that have juniors and seniors, the teachers are more...
They're more chill, they're understanding.
They're more laid back. Like, the seniors, I know I graduated when I was already 18, almost 19. Mm-hmm. I was an adult at that point. Like... They understand, especially, like, all senior classes. Mm-hmm. My senior year, hands down, was the best year of my life. Like...
Mine was awful, but that was just on me.
Really? Oh.
I don't know what happened to me, but I just got really, 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 like, depressed. Like, I don't know. It's a lot.
Yeah.
But, emotionally detached group right here.
Yes. We just... by power through it, I do mean emotionally detaching yourself from every situation. And now little things make you cry instead of big things. Hey. But yeah, like, I remember my senior year as starting, like, one of the best years of my life. I had my first job. I had my first bank account. I had my first paycheck. Ooh. I had... I was excited.
Moves.
Right. Like, I was excited to go to college. I dropped out in 3 days. That's another story. But, like, I was excited for all these things, and it just felt like my life was open, and I was ready.
Right, yeah. You want to know what's funny about that Mr. Zimmney class?
Yes.
Remember that big test we took or whatever that they made us do because we were in pre-cal? So you know how, like, the score was, like, for example, like...
Where we got 2 points.
1,050? Yeah. He called us the dumbest ones, right? But literally, I didn't show up that day because I think I had, like, a doctor's appointment.
We both did, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And so we made it up the following day, or that the test people came in, right? And so literally, I didn't try at all. I didn't study at all because at that point I was just like, F this class. Yep. I don't want to be a part of it no more.
But your girl still passed?
Yes. I passed, and literally I was like, what? 10 points away from the highest score in that class.
Dude.
And, like, after the test was done, we had to go up there and show him our score. Mm-hmm. And I went up there, and he was like, oh, did you finish the test? I said, yes, Mr. Zimmney, I did. He's like, oh, can I see your score? And I slammed it on his desk. He read it. He looked at me. He was like, good job. Like, he wasn't rooting for me. And I'm like, okay, you're just mad because I'm actually paying attention and you thought I wasn't. And, like...
Whatever. Like, the fuck.
And now I dropped this class because you're a little...
and I think me and Lynch told him on our last day of class, he straight up was like, why aren't you guys following pre-cal? I can't stand another semester with you, so I'd rather go to statistics. I can't speak. But, like, I would rather do something... arguably, that's far easier for me. That's an easy A.
Where I'm more accepted, not called dumb.
Yeah. We literally called him out. Kind of.
Oh, I think I reported him too.
Yeah. We safely called him out and was like, yeah, because we can't stand another semester with you.
Like, yeah, I don't appreciate your behavior towards me and, my friend when we're just trying our best. Yeah. Like, I came, and I told him, I was like, I wrote down my notes exactly the way you wrote them on the board. I constantly referred to my notes, but when there was something, like a problem that I did not understand, I would come to you and you tell me, look at my notes, as if I wasn't paying attention, as if I wasn't learning. But then other people came up to his desk and he'd help them out. Right. Even the girls that were talking every single day over us, they would all walk up, Mr. Zimmney, I don't get help. This problem. Oh. And like and you know what? Like, I'm mimicking them in this manner because of the way they are, because I know who they are.
Yeah.
I've known them for years. I'm not their friend. I'm not their acquaintance. I'm nothing to them. I just did not like them from the get-go.
Because, like, they were just...
They're the type of people that think they're above others, and like to belittle other people because they feel like they're smarter. Like they put themselves on a friggin' pedestal. Yes. And like, I'm pretty sure, I think when Mr. Zimmney called us out, they even laughed.
Yeah, because they were just, and I'm gonna say it, and I don't care how they feel. They were just fucking bitches, and it was just,
and they weren't even that cute.
No, like. We were cuter, and I don't want to be conspiratorial or however you say it, but they were white girls. Zimmney was white.
One of them was Mexican.
Oh, really?
I know her name to this day, and I still do not like her. She took orchestra.
So it wasn't like the race thing, because I thought it could be that, but...
No, it was not a race thing, because one of them was Mexican. Yeah, and like, I knew her in orchestra, and she thought she was hot stuff. That's why she stopped taking it after freshman or sophomore year. Or not even. I don't think she even did it in high school. She only did it in middle school.
Really? And Leche went through that shit all 4 years, and she was very good. I would go, and she was so good. She played, because she graduated a year after me.
Yeah.
She played at my graduation.
I did. I remember that. And I was also in the color guard for your graduation. You saw me up on that stage holding that rifle.
She did... Leche was so good throughout high school. She did JRTC. She's the smartest. So it just never understood to me why Mr. Zimmney said that crap to her. Because, like, say it's me, whatever. I wasn't going for nothing. I was just going for that diploma to get to college.
Like, even observing you still cared about your own education.
That's true.
So, like, even, like, without you telling me, I could automatically tell, like, oh, you know, she's not here just trying to pass. Like, she's actually trying to learn. Like, you know, everyone should going through school.
It was just, because I was the first in my family to graduate high school.
Hey,
so,
nice.
For me, I needed to show up and show out for my siblings. I have 4, and I needed to set the precedent, hey, you go through school, and you go through school working hard. You don't go through just to pass.
Right.
So, for me, it was, I need to set this example. I'm the oldest. I'm the one that has to.
Right.
So, yeah. That was good for me.
So, Mr. Zimmney, if you end up hearing this, which I highly doubt, because you're an old piece of... we still don't like you!
Still, to this day, you're an asshole.
Yes, absolutely. I completely agree. Mr. Zimmney, I'm calling you out. If I would have remembered your first name, I would have called you by your government. But you know what?
Richard.
You didn't know!
His first name is Richard.
No, we don't want that out on the internet, bro. She called it out. Well, you know what? F you, Richard Zimmney.
Like, to this day, bro. But yeah, I just feel like that was that, and it was it. Like, you know, just his class, like, that, his and Miss Mahoney's were the only 2 classes in high school that it genuinely took me willpower to shut my mouth and to be, and I'm not a very confrontational person.
Right.
You know, I try to avoid it.
In fact, I was, like, in ROTC, math sergeant always taught us, like, hey, when there's other students in your class giving a teacher a hard time, stand up for your teachers. And that's exactly what I did. There were times where I had to stand up, be like, hey, guys, listen to her. I'm trying to learn this, and that. And, like, I did that all 4 years.
Yeah.
For that teacher to call me out like that, like, he didn't know me like that.
There's no reason for that. He didn't, and he didn't even take the time to learn his students. Like, I feel like a lot of the teachers at the school we went to did try to learn their students.
They did.
You know,
they'd ask you about your day.
Yeah. Our graduating classes were huge. Mine was 750, and that was a small graduating class.
Really? I think mine was like 650.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
But
I still came out in like top 20 or something.
Yes, me too.
Or not top 20, top 20%.
Yeah,
that's the difference.
Yeah, top 20%, not 20th person.
Right.
My sophomore year, I was number 15 in my class.
Dang.
So what happened after sophomore year was, they wanted me to take speech, and I have such bad social anxiety. I cannot speak in front of people, which is interesting that I'm here now.
I mean,
But-
this is technically not speaking in front of people,
But yeah, I can't see everybody's face, so it's fine for me.
and we're in a closet.
yeah.
Like Pat, you know.
So speech class for me was absolute hell.
Mm.
It was, I cried, I did all of that. I could not physically make myself do 2 semesters, so I was literally 1 speech credit away from Core 40 with academic honors.
Dang. Honestly, all I needed to do was take speech, and I would have graduated with academic
Yeah.
honors.
But speech, especially at the high school we went to, was so bad that you can't. If you have any inkling of anxiety, you can't.
Oh, okay.
I tried
yeah,
to
that
drop
makes
it
sense.
midway through, and I wasn't allowed.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I mean, I don't have any issues speaking with people in front, or speaking in front of people. Like, you know, when they give us school projects that, like, they would say, oh, either turn in an essay or do this presentation. I always thought the presentation was easier, less work and stuff like that.
I'm the exact opposite. I would turn in the essay. So me and a friend, like, a perfect example of this, me and a friend had social studies together. It was world history.
Mm-hmm.
He literally looked at me and said, you are so much smarter in doing the stuff. I will literally stand up there and talk to the class if you don't make me do work. And I said, you know what? That's perfect for me because I just have to stand up and you'll talk for me. Like,
Right.
that's
yeah.
great. And
That's a good combo right there.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we did that literally all throughout everything. Like, it was just, every class we had together, the teachers kind of understood that dynamic too and would just kind of like put us together every time, and it was nice.
Yeah, a lot of the teachers at our high school were really, really good.
You know, yeah, they genuinely understood who they were teaching.
Yeah, and if they didn't, they would speak out to them, be like, hey,
Yeah,
like,
hey.
this is what it is. Like, you can
Mhm.
choose to stay in here, and I'll try and my best to help you out. But
Yeah.
if not, that's perfectly fine. Like, they made you feel good about dropping
Yeah.
classes.
Like, our teachers genuinely loved their students.
Mm-hmm.
And it was most of the teachers there genuinely loved their students. There was a select few, Zimmney, that
Richard Zimmney.
that didn't understand their students. And in those classes, you felt constricted. You felt bad. Like, you felt...
You felt like you couldn't spread your wings and do
Yeah.
better than what's being taught.
Yes. But, like... We got kind of sidetracked because I don't know how we got back to high school, but we were talking about our professions and what we were doing here.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm sorry to cut in like this, but what do you do for work, Leche?
So for my work, I won't go to what it's officially newly titled quite yet because I'm pretty sure that would give it away to anyone
Yeah.
that works in that profession. But just to simplify it, I am a call center representative.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
For a very specific company.
I will not be naming any details about that company just because I still work there and they are very, very strict about online presences.
So we don't want to get in trouble.
Alright, so, you know, try not to dig too much on me, please.
Right.
But yeah, so basically I work for this very popular company, and I am a call center representative, so I don't get to work from home, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But, you know, at least I get to see my coworkers when I go in and then leave.
Yeah.
Because literally I just go into the store, I head to the back, answer the phones for the whole day or my shift, and then I leave and go home.
Yep. And she's lucky because she works real close to her house too, so her days are pretty short. I work about 25 minutes from my house, which for me, that's not a bad drive. I would prefer her little drive that she's got like maybe 8 minutes.
Ma'am, I make it in like 5 minutes.
See?
I speed.
Yes.
I
See.
have a vroom vroom car and I go vroom vroom in it. It'd be
She
a
said
shame
I
if
bought a
don't.
fast car to go fast. Like,
Right, you know, if you see me in my little coupe, you
But-
know, I'm gonna be going. Yep.
but
But yeah, so basically, I'm supposed to just like check, you know, stock availability for customers, answer general questions, you know, return policies, recycling. Sometimes I do deal with more specific things like order issues, and I'm not supposed to do that just because I'm a call center, so I have like 3 minutes to help customers. It's kind of in and out. But honestly, if the customer waits a long time to get their issue resolved and anything to like get it resolved and prevent them from making the drive out to the stores, because sometimes they do live like 40 minutes away from the store.
Well, and not to mention we are in a pandemic, so.
Oh yeah, we are also in a pandemic, so I try my best to help them out. We used to have to lie saying that we were in the stores even though we weren't. I think they were just testing it out just to see what the feedback was, and it was very awful is what I heard. So now we can be upfront and honest with our customers saying we're in a call center. The only downside about that is if you tell customers you're in a call center, they have like a whole different attitude towards you.
Yes.
They act like you can't do anything when in fact we can do a little bit more than the actual in-store employees. Not a lot.
Yes.
But we learned the system a lot better. Know like the proper resources to like give the customers to go to help them out even better and stuff like that,
So like you saying that you were at a call center, all my call center peeps know, like my first job was an IT call center. They really do treat you different. I mean, completely different.
Yeah, a lot of people definitely act different over the phone than in person, because over the phone they feel a lot stronger. They're not physically in front of a person, so they're not scared of getting punched in the face.
Yeah.
So they will yell at me, they'll do all these things, and I tell them, like, I'm upfront with them, and I can do this, like, it's taught in my my virtual learnings for my employment, that if a customer is being, hateful towards me, saying a bunch of things, basically, just being rude overall, I can tell them to calm down, and if they don't calm down, I just tell them, tell them, well, hey, if you don't calm down, I'm gonna have to unfortunately end this call. And then sometimes they'll get even more worse, and I just hang up. Or sometimes they'll be like, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to get this resolved. And, I feel bad for them, so I just end up helping them out as best I can.
And, you get it. They're frustrated with their issue. However, at the same time,
you can't take it out on the person that's trying to help you.
Literally, it's biting the hand that feeds you. Because I remember working at the call center, and people would literally call to berate somebody and then hang up. I remember one girl called in and said, I just need to vent for a second. It was just, talking to me about stupid shit. And I'm like, girl, I'm here for tech support, not mental support.
Right. There are, mental health hotlines and stuff like that you can call and vent. Just calling a store just to vent is not the ideal thing, because you won't get someone that actually wants to help you.
No, you'll get
just
somebody...
because they can't really help you, and you can basically get that person in trouble at work.
Yeah.
And that's what ends up giving, those big companies bad rep. Like, oh, this call center representative didn't hear me out when I was venting to them about my family issues. Okay, well, that's not their profession.
Yeah, I'm not paid to help you with your family issues. I'm paid to help you with this specific thing.
And
so if you don't need...
don't you also need, a certificate or something?
It's called, emotional something training that you need. I know 911 dispatchers get it. I know the suicide hotline gets it. You
basically
have to have,
anyone in helping people, actually helping them in that sense.
They have to have this specific emotional training to know what they're doing.
I can guarantee I've never had that help.
No,
I've never had that. So I'm technically not certified, and I don't know how to help you. Exactly. I can just say, I'm sorry you feel that way, and that's it. Because I'm bad at
I am sorry you feel that way. However,
there's nothing I can do.
There's nothing I can do, and you're clogging the phone line for somebody that actually
needs help
for
this
help
specific
for
business.
What I'm specifically doing.
Yeah, and that's what a lot of people don't get. And I get it. Sometimes when angry customers do call in, they're angry because sometimes they have had to deal with bad customer service representatives and stuff like that.
Which is fine, but that's not you.
True.
You're not the one that.
But you never know with a company, because I've heard that with other for example, a really big company, not this one but a different one that also makes computers. If you call into their support, their call centers are out of the USA, and they treat their clients really, really bad.
See, that's for me,
that's what gives us a bad rep.
Yeah. And this could be, I don't know, it could be mean or whatever, but I don't think that companies that are based in the U.S. should be able to outsource their call centers. I think that if you're a U.S.-based company, you need to keep your base here and have your call centers here.
Yeah, I get that a lot because a lot of the phone calls that I get that have to do with, like, help over the phone. Well, technically, I can't help them over the phone. Like, I can't give them tech support, but I can help them out with order issues and stuff like that. They're like, oh, finally, someone that can speak English. And
see, that's rude to me, though.
It is
like,
rude.
You don't need to say that.
Yeah, for me, it feels a little racist.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, oh, a lot of times when I call into these companies, they have some foreign accent. And they say it exactly like that. And I'm just like, whoa.
That's so rude. Like, whoa. Like you don't know me.
You don't, like I sound, I've been told that I sound white. And I have customers that come into the store saying, yeah, I spoke to this person. Oh, who'd you speak with? I don't know, they sounded white. Well,
that's racist to me.
I can let you guys know this now. Even though I don't sound like it because my pronunciation is, not up there, but it's up there. I am Mexican. I am a Mexican-American woman.
Don't let her lie to you. She's paisa as fuck. Like.
Paisa, damn. But, yeah, like, I'm a Mexican-American woman. May not sound like it, like I said, but, and even if they aren't talking about my specific race or ethnicity when they say some foreign accent.
It just sounds... It's just
racist.
So mean. Like,
yeah, it's just like, okay, well, not everyone has a foreign accent. Like,
right.
Like, is bad. And sometimes you can't understand them, but they can't control that either.
Exactly. Like, as a white woman who has done call centers, I had so many people tell me that they couldn't understand me either because I speak fast and I speak I just speak fast and just quick.
Right.
And it's just like, instead of drawing out what I'm trying to say, I go, okay, click here, instead of, okay, now next you need to click here. Like, for me, if I can be like, okay, click here, instead of, okay, next you need to click here, I'm gonna do it fast.
Right, and that's how I am too. I'm just like, okay, can I get the order number or the phone number on the order?
Exactly.
And then that's it. Like, they're like, oh, yeah, I have the phone number. Like, it just catches them off guard, and it's just like, well, I'm here to help you as best I can, but I'm also not here to waste time either.
Yeah, I'm here to work as best and fast as I can.
Yeah.
Effective and efficient is what I used to call it.
Yeah, now I can see, like, all the calls that the company is getting, and I see how many people are actually answering phone calls, too. And it makes me feel not better, but not worse either. Like, it definitely gives me more of a motivation to be like, okay, guys, get to the point. We don't need to know your life story.
No.
We don't need to know, like, why you bought the washer and dryer.
Right.
Oh, shit, that scared me.
Sorry. It's my dinner alarm. So about 5 more minutes, and then we gotta...
Ooh, damn. Oh, we almost at the end.
Yeah.
But yeah, so, like, just get to the point, and I'll help you out as best I can.
Yeah. Like, I hate, for me, meandering. I hate it. And I don't know if it's because I could be autistic. I don't know. I haven't been diagnosed, but...
You feel some symptoms of it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I've got 2 autistic siblings that are diagnosed, so it is a high possibility for me. I don't like meandering, and I don't like small talk. I don't like, hi, how are you? I like to get to the point. I like, hey, I need you to do this for me. Perfect. Great. I can do that. I don't need, hi, how are you? Oh, how's your cat? How's this? How's that? Hey, is it okay if you do? No. Come up to me, say, hello, good morning, good afternoon, whatever, and tell me what you need me to do.
That is literally how I am. I'm just like, hello, thank you for calling company that I work for.
Yeah.
I'm Leche speaking. How can I help you? And then they just, they tell me their whole life story, and you want to know what I do in the meantime? They don't give me any useful information, so I kind of just have to sit there while they blab on and on.
And it's like, it's not that you don't care.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't care because you have a job to do.
Yeah.
If it was any other situation, you would hear this person out, but you're at work and you have a job to do, and they are literally getting in the way of your job. And it
Right. The last thing I would want to do, and I feel bad too, even when they just say their whole life story because they're not giving me any important details. It's like critical reading.
Yeah.
You have to pay attention to the details so that way you can find out the issue or find out like the mistake or whatever, you know?
Yes.
And for me, it's just like, okay, well, this is just like the tutorial version of a video game. I don't need to pay attention to this because I already know how to play it.
Exactly. And it's just like, and I wish it was more socially acceptable to say, hey, you're kind of getting off topic. Can we
Like,
get back to what we're doing?
right.
Or, like, I want it to be socially acceptable if somebody, like, invites you to, I don't know, let's say, like, brunch or whatever, and you don't want to. I wish it was socially acceptable to go, I don't want to.
Oh, I already say that.
Really?
Yeah, like if someone invites me somewhere, I'm just like, yeah, I don't feel like going.
I have never felt like I could say that.
I can see that because it can come off as rude.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people in my life, they think I'm naturally rude. Even if they know me well, some things that I say are just so honest and like straight to the point that people think I'm just being a bitch
or
but
attacking them or like whatever.
And like they automatically get defensive, and it's just like, nope, I'm just here. Like you, like what do you want? Like
right, like. I feel like this is why me and Leche get along so well, because we're pretty much the same, and I think we have hurt each other's feelings before, but it's because we don't sugarcoat anything for each other.
Honestly, I can't think of a time where you hurt my feelings. Like,
I feel that way because I've literally hurt everybody else's feelings with my honesty.
Girl,
so,
guys, you're hearing it right here. Like, she's never hurt my feelings. Have I hurt your feelings before?
I don't think so.
See, because I remember when someone hurts my feelings and I'm like, I feel a little sour about them, you know?
Right.
I won't name names, but there is someone who's really, really close to my husband that, you know, he's intentionally trying to hurt my feelings, and sometimes it does sting, but I don't let it get to me because I know their intention.
So,
and they're not like this now. They actually have matured and gotten better.
Good. I feel safe saying this. So, Leche is basically, like, I'm not married to her brother yet.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yet.
Oscar, if you're listening to this,
put a ring on it. But I'm not married to her brother yet. But I genuinely, even though we're not married yet, I've been around the family for 6.5 years. I feel like Leche is his sister. Genuinely. Yes. And it just feels nice to be able to have somebody that's close to me that I can say, hey, I don't want to sugarcoat this thing, and you're the only person that will listen to me without meandering and without sugarcoating back to me and tell me exactly, like, what I need to do. Like, I feel like I can go to Leche for advice on almost anything.
Oh, thanks.
Because she's not going to go, oh, you know, well, you kind of have to do this. Yeah. No, she's going to say, okay, look, you did this thing very stupidly, so now you got to face the consequences, and this is how you should try to fix it.
Right, yeah. And I feel like that's, like, I feel like I'm like that just because of the way that I grew up.
Yeah.
Like, I always had my dad, like, basically telling me I'm not good enough and just making me feel like an absolute piece of trash. And I was just like, okay, well, you're telling me these things, but you're not giving me, like, any kind of feedback as to how I can be better.
How you can fix that.
Yeah, so I kind of took that in my own way. I don't like making people feel like trash, but I will tell them, hey, you can actually do this.
And it'll fix the problem.
Yep.
A lot of people get, so, like, I feel like I try to do that the best I can without snow covering, sugarcoating or meandering or whatever. But, you know, some people you have to read the situation.
Yeah, I have had to walk around, you know, like, I have had to talk to someone and say, well, here, like, this is going on, like, maybe you could do this or that, and this will be the issue.
Yeah.
And,
it feels good to have somebody that I can go to and say, look, I need advice. I know I messed up this thing, but it feels good to me to know that Leche will always just tell me the truth. Even if, like, I feel like at this point, even if we did hurt each other's feelings, we could talk and say, hey, that did hurt my feelings. I see where you came from, but the way you said it hurt me or hurt my feelings or whatever.
Yeah.
But
I'll probably need some time to cool down because I'm just built that like that.
Yeah.
And I am trying to fix myself on that aspect,
Yes.
but after some time...
We are for self-growth.
Yes, absolutely.
Like, you do... And I feel like self-growth is part of that. Looking at the situation and go, I do need a minute. I need space.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's part of growing because, no, you're not trying to walk away from your problem. You're not trying to ignore it.
You're just not trying to hurt the other person's feelings.
You go, I need a minute, or I'm going to say or do something very hurtful, and I just need a minute to collect my thoughts, to collect my feelings, and I will come back to this. But I need a minute. I need a shower. I need a walk. I just need to get away from you for a minute.
Yeah, because it's kind of like how when little kids, like, sometimes, like, their mom prohibits them from doing something, and they go, I hate you, Mom, you're the worst mom ever. That hurts mothers on a deeper meaning that you will never
understand unless you're a mother.
Yes, absolutely. And so, like, instead of doing that, like, kids could just, like, go, okay, just give me a moment. Mm-hmm. And then they just, like, clear their head for a bit.
But then at the same time, too, I feel like you have to... There's kid gloves for a reason. And for me, like, part of being a kid and it's growing and learning your emotions. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Like, as, everybody looks at the mom whose 2-year-old is having a tantrum in the store. Well, yes, it is annoying for everybody to hear a child crying. We all get that. Yeah. You have to understand, though, this child is facing emotions they have never felt before.
Yeah.
They have never felt as upset, as angry, because their mom told them no to this thing. They have never felt that way before.
Yeah, but sometimes there are kids, and a lot of things in life are very, very situational. Like, there are some kids that are just naturally born manipulative. Yes. That they realize that, if I throw a tantrum...
My mom will give me this thing.
Yep, just to shut me up.
And I feel like this is a life philosophy of mine. There's no black and white. Everything is gray space.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
There are 2 things that are black and white for me. Pedophiles and taxes.
Absolutely! Kill all the pedophiles.
Yes.
Yes.
Stop giving them special privileges in jail. Stop releasing them. Stop this. Just hang them, bro. Like, I'm tired of it.
We can talk about this on another episode.
Yes. Maybe this next episode we'll go in on the pedophiles because I'm tired of it.
Yes. F these pedophiles.
Yes, because, me and
Leche.
have been talking about this.
My name out.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
You're fine, dude.
Me and Leche have been talking about it. We are #SaveTheChildren, and we could talk about that next time or whatever, but 2 things in life are black and white for me. It's pedophiles and it's taxes. Yes. Like, you gotta pay your taxes, whatever.
2 things are black and white to me, Richard Zimmney and Taylor.
But yeah, like...
I'll let you guys do the math on that.
It's just... For me, everything's gray space. Mm-hmm. Everything is. You have to look at everything at a case-by-case basis.
Yeah, honestly, I think that's where critical reading, critical anything comes in handy. It'll help you out in life so much more than what you think.
Yes.
Like, paying attention to, like, the small details, looking at the whole situation, like, not being narrow-minded or, like, hyper-focused, like, actually observing everything.
Yes.
You'll get things so much easier, so much quicker, and understand things a lot better.
Yeah. Like, I think me and her have talked about this before, but going through and leaving your thought bubble, whatever, and making yourself uncomfortable is what's going to make you grow.
Yes, it will. Because it's, for example, it's like putting yourself in someone else's shoes.
Yes. It's forcing yourself to grow. And you make yourself uncomfortable.
It's kind of like playing devil's advocate with yourself.
Yes. Like, me and Leche have talked about things that she forced me to grow on, or Oscar has forced me to grow on, and then, I feel like there's some things that I've brought to the table for you guys that I'm like, hey.
Yeah, you definitely, like, I'm not trying to say that we weren't, like, culturally, like, ignorant, but you definitely did open our eyes to a lot of different things that were outside of our home life, because, you know, you grew up with what you know in your home, what you observed.
Exactly.
And so, like, growing up with, like, or, like, just even dating a different ethnicity or race or whatever, there is going to be cultural differences, whether you like it or not, or, you know, whether you see it or not. And
you have to work through it. Like, up until getting with Oscar, I'd never dated somebody out of my race.
Mm-hmm.
And being with him and speaking with you guys, with your parents, you know, whatever, there are cultural differences that are just ingrained. And me and him have to work through it. We have to work together. You know, and it's nice that we have this open-minded talk.
Yes. It definitely helps. Open-mindedness, like open conversations where, you know, two people can input something and actually have a conversation instead of just be defensive on both sides and argue is definitely good. And that's why I love talking to you. Because, like, we can have, like, super, like, different opinions.
Yes.
And we can still come together at the end.
It's blended. It's not, oh, this is my culture, this is this. No, we're a blended family. It's blended.
Yes.
It's, like, I have never felt like you and I would argue. And, you know, even if we did, we can talk about it later. But, like if you and I were to argue, I feel like it wouldn't really be arguing. It would be a heated discussion about, hey, this is this. Like, it's nice to be able to, because, you know, I grew up mostly estranged from most of my family. It's nice to be able to have an extended family that I can say, hey,
I'm having troubles.
I need help.
Yeah.
And it's just,
I'm glad we make you feel that way.
And I hope I feel like you guys feel that way with me.
Yeah,
too.
Absolutely. We love you like our own.
Good,
and
because
I can speak for my whole family on this.
I'm here forever. Like, I'm making him put a ring on it. I'm here forever. Like,
Oscar, if you're hearing this, pull him off.
I'm here forever.
She a real one. She'll ride or die.
Yeah. Like,
yo, you should tell him about that time where I called you guys to pick me up.
Yes. Okay. So this will be the last thing for today because we do have to go cook dinner.
Oh, yeah, you are right.
So the other day, I'm like half asleep, dead ass, like in my shorts and my tank top, half asleep, almost asleep. And I hear Oscar's phone ring. And Leslie has a special tone on his phone.
Oh, I do?
I think so. Oh. Or it's just different than mine, so I knew it wasn't me.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so he picks up and he says, hey, and I hear his voice, and like, I'm close enough where I can say, she said, I need you guys to come pick me up. I would, like, as soon as she said that, I had my keys in my hand, and I was like, tell her, I said, where's she at? I'm coming. Like,
and yeah, so I ended up being at a party that I did not drive there. And I was just not having a good time. I wasn't drinking or anything. I just was not having a good time at all. Like, nothing happened. I just...
Yeah. And the vibe was not right.
Yeah, the vibe was not right. I did not want to be there anymore.
And her ride wasn't, like, exactly taking her home when she said, hey, I don't want to be here anymore.
Yeah, in fact, they were making me even more mad.
Yeah.
But in the end... this was also partly my fault because we talked it out at this point, and they told me that they were leaving with me. I just didn't hear them out or wait to hear them. So I kind of did overreact, but hey, at least I know
she knows she can call me. Literally, I have told her that if she needs a ride at 3 a.m. and I got work the next day, I don't care. I will stop what I'm doing and come help her because, like, I can't.
It's hard being a woman in this life.
It is. And I just, you know, she said she needed picked up. She said she needed it. And I'm in my pajamas going, let's go get her. Where's she at? You know?
Right.
And he's like, she's fine. She said that her ride's taking her home. She's fine now. And I was like, okay, well, I'm staying up until she gets home. So.
Right. Aww.
And I literally, like, they got a door chime on their door. Mm-hmm. So I waited until the door opened until you got home.
You a real one. I didn't even know about that.
But, like,
dang.
Like, I could not, like, I wanted to still, like, tell you to wait, and your ride can just stay there, and I'll just come get you.
Oh, my ride wanted to leave, too.
Oh, good. But,
yeah.
Like, she said she needed help, and I was right there. And I don't know if, like, you know this, but, like, if I'm asleep, I'm asleep. And, like, it's hard for me to get up.
Oh, me
but
too.
You needed help, and I had adrenaline going, and I was like, I have got to go. Like, she needs me.
Dang.
And Oscar was sitting there, like, asking 1,000 questions. No, the only 2 questions I need to know is, where are you? And, like, are you okay?
Right.
Because I'll interrogate your ass when you get in the car.
Like, what happened? What's going on?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
But I just need to know where you're at so I can get there fast.
Right. Interrogate later, save first.
Yes.
That's what we need to do with these children, too.
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
Kill the pedophiles.
Yes. I don't care if you guys want to frame it as discriminatory. I will say something, but not quite yet because it's too early, you know?
Yeah.
It's too early. This is our first episodes. This is all about good vibes.
Yes.
Getting to know us.
We are about good vibes, getting to know us, kind of like talking with us, seeing where we came from, because I feel like we really, like, we were friends before Mr. Zimmney's class.
Yes.
But we weren't, like, this before before Mr. Zimmney's class. I'm so used to saying doctor because I work at a dentist office.
Dr. Zimmney?
Dr. Zimmney, no. He better never.
He'd call his patients gross.
Right, like,
he'd be that type of doctor.
But yeah, this was just getting to know us, you know, whatever, and we're here. Thank you for listening.
Yeah, thank you. This is our first episode, guys.
So, I mean, we're probably a little nervous, and we probably word vomited a little bit, but...
Yeah, I mean, you guys let us know how we did. Give us feedback, you know.
Constructive feedback.
Yes.
Tell us how we can fix an issue instead of...
Any sound qualities, you know. I will be editing this. I'm not sure when the episode will go up, but when it does, that'll probably be our set days where it'll go up.
Perfect. But yeah, so thank you again for listening. Thank you for joining us on the Two Players podcast.
I hope you find it entertaining, honestly, because I had fun talking with Taylor today.
Yeah.
And honestly, I thought it was going to be a little weird, but it's not.
No, it's been an hour, and me and Leche are just sitting here just...
in my closet vibing, talking.
Yeah. It's just...
we didn't even get to the topics we said we were going to talk about, like your audiobook or the hurricane thing.
But that's all right. Like,
we can say that for the next episode.
Yeah. Like, because I do have opinions on people who are staying home in a hurricane instead of leaving. I have opinions on that. So we can save that for next time.
Yeah.
So join us again on the Two Players podcast.
Yeah.
Can't wait for you to click in.
Thank you so much for listening to us. We really do appreciate you guys. Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah.
That serves about right. We basically we practiced our intro but did not practice our outro.
So we might have to practice that next week. It'll be better, but you know, it's our first episode. We're
good
just kind of
good
vibing. We're vibing. We're just trying to get it out, and you know, whatever. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to us, and have a great time, guys.
Yes.
Have a nice week.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.